What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 63 of the ProNo Show. This is the game debate show where viewers like you get to decide whether you're pro or no on game-related topics. I thought you were trying to put some moves on me.
No,
I got excited. I'm sorry.
I mean, the door's not closed.
I'm Rick. We got Mark. We got David. We got Martin in the producer's chair.
I'm still here, guys.
Play that fucking track, Martin.
I love the Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
What a loser.
Yeah. He's got a shirt and a hat. This guy's so good.
I know.
So if you guys probably already know about Scalebound getting canceled.
Maybe you don't.
And we're going to talk about that. Yeah, if in case you don't know, Scalebound, which is one of the Microsoft exclusives that were coming out.
I would go ahead and say it's one of the premier titles that they were.
Yeah.
This is like...
Well... yes, there's some debate on that. There's a debate on that. Anyway, it's an exclusive that was supposed to come out either this year or maybe next year because we never got it. It's got pushed back.
They announced it in 2015.
I think 2014.
2014?
Yeah.
They announced it in 2014.
Yeah.
This was called this year.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it got canceled, and it's a big controversy. For many reasons, really. But tonight's topic is going to be, will the cancellation of Scalebound hurt Xbox? Xbox is a brand.
Yeah.
Who wants to start with this? I heard you're really passionate about the subject.
Okay, so if anybody watches the show, you guys know that I love my Xbox One. It's amazing. I haven't been playing recently, but that's my thing. That's my go-to. Like, I don't fuck around. I don't
preferred console of choice.
It's my preferred console of choice. I have a PlayStation 4. I have a Wii U, but that's what I go to.
It's a PC too.
I also have a PC. It's pretty decent, but my Xbox One is where it's at for me. But I was really excited about the Scalebound thing. It looked good.
Were you really though? You were actually excited about Scalebound?
I was. I really was.
Look,
I actually wanted.
My question was anyone really?
Well, that's the thing.
Apparently, this guy
didn't seem like anybody was.
Yeah.
And like, okay, all right. So here's how I feel about games. Games are really, really good, and then I play it, and then I get excited. So I was waiting for like a beta or a demo or something, or see gameplay.
You like to wait and see more before you get your
Usually either if I play in like a beta or something, I make my decision there, or when it comes out, I watch gameplay, and I was like, all right, I gotta play this game. It's gonna be ridiculous. So that's what I usually wait for. So this game that's what I was waiting for. But like, what the fuck? Then Microsoft doesn't have much. Everyone's saying, okay, well, Sony said last year was their year for hardware. Xbox is this year for hardware. But they don't have any exclusives, very many exclusives. And this is one of them. This is like their huge thing.
Yeah.
It's been 2 years running now.
What do you think about this?
Before I get started, I'm just going to ask a question. They did show some gameplay, Microsoft's, in their E3 2016 presser.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think it was that big boss battle.
Yeah. Last year.
Did that excite you?
It reminded me a lot of Monster Hunter, and I'm not a big Monster Hunter player.
Sure. Every character kind of had like their defined role.
Yeah,
and like the battle.
In this game, I don't think it was character. I think it comes down to the dragons that you have. Each dragon has its own playstyle.
Right.
So for me, no, it really wasn't that appealing. But like I said, I always make my decision when a game releases or I play the beta of it.
And you know what? Maybe the gaming community could learn something from you on that.
Yeah. But like here, let me tell you this. For Honor. Joe's been like freaking out with For Honor.
He's been hyping that since its inception. Yeah,
and I'm like,
wow, this motherfucker.
So
hijacking the show.
He's going Overwatch 2. It doesn't matter.
I was on the fence about For Honor, but then I actually played in the beta. Joe gave me access to it. Holy shit, that game is ridiculous. Right. That game is no fucking joke. That game is no holds barred.
Sure.
That game is amazing. I'm gonna get that game, but like I wasn't like I was gauging my reaction, my
tempering your expectations.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I was for this game. But I was kind of excited because guess what? This is my system. Xbox is my home. This is what they're bringing to the table. I want them to succeed. Girl. Yeah, so I want them to have as much chance as they have. This is gonna. I think this is gonna.
That is the name of your Xbox, though, baby girl.
Baby girl, yeah, my sweet baby girl.
Better known as Aaliyah. My impressions of Scalebound have been a little bit more reserved than Dave's, and that's just because I'm a dick. and I judge things before I have the chance to play them. And for all of the finger wagging that I've done on G Cubed over the years about, give it a chance. I saw nothing that I was excited about with Scalebound. Now, I do love Platinum Games. I think they've done a lot of great work in the past. I thought Star Fox was pretty good, and they helped out with that. I didn't see Scalebound as something that Microsoft put it on a pedestal, and they sort of treated it like it was one of their pillars going forward, holding up the Xbox 110. And I couldn't.
Xbox 110?
Yes, Xbox 110.
Oh, okay.
Pillar.
I thought you were putting Windows 10 into that.
Windows 110. I was like, what does that mean?
So here's what I did. I painted a picture out of words. Pillars 10. It holds it up.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I did not feel
like pillars, and then you have a tent roof. That's kind of weak roof compared to the pillars that you're holding.
Just drop it,
dude. Fuck Scalebound.
I will tell you what. I saw the CGI, like the video, the intro for it, and I saw the boss battle. I was like, that's not gonna be.
And that was CGI. That was what they wanted you to see.
Yeah.
Now I saw that game, and I didn't get very excited because it just looked like very charted territory, and it wasn't something that I haven't done before, and it wasn't like a new spin on something that I haven't done before or have done before. I feel as though I'm curious as to why they waited so long into the development cycle to cancel it, and I have my own theories for that. But at the same time,
we'll talk about that later.
I have nothing of value was lost, except for the fact that there is an incredibly weak first-party Xbox lineup coming up for 2017.
But here's what I have to say about that. The game didn't look like it was going to be shaping up to be good. So with or without the game, it would have been a weak first-party lineup.
Sure.
Because then they would have released something that would have been bad. So that's my...
you think addition by subtraction?
Yes.
Okay.
Or subtraction by addition?
I think I had it. I think I had it right.
Damn
Addition by subtraction.
Look, man, I'm not a math person. Okay?
Neither am I. I'm an English major, so words.
I'm not good with those either.
Yeah, you know what that degree got me? Fucking YouTube.
It got you here. You're welcome.
I'm happy. I do this for free.
But basically my reception to Scalebound when I first saw it, I was like, okay, it looks like something that's filling a gap that they need.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like...
It looked like filler software. You're right.
Yeah. It didn't look genuine. And I was like, who is this fake-ass Dante? And,
with the headphones.
Yeah. And I was like...
The beats.
Yeah, I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't really think much of it. And then I saw some early gameplay before the demo, the boss demo.
Sure.
And I was like... maybe it'll work. I don't know. And then I saw that boss battle, and I was like, no.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's not the kind of game I give a shit about.
Like, the dragons in that particular sequence felt tacked on to me.
And they're all, like, getting their catchphrases in.
And not only that, but, like, the guy, like, powers up and morphs into some, like, creature, and I'm like, why the fuck you got dragons when you can just jump on the
like, what are we playing?
Monster's arm and like attack it and lop it off? I'm like, why do you need a dragon for? Yeah. So it was really weird. But that was my reception to all those stages of the announcement. And right now, when it was announced, Xbox was not doing too well.
Right, they were clinging to anything that they had that was exclusively theirs, and I know that I've talked in the past. They mentioned Project Spark.
Yeah.
They mentioned the Master Chief Collection. They mentioned Crackdown, which still hasn't come out, and they've recently said that there are some technical difficulties.
You're talking about the lineup when they announced this game.
Oh, right, yeah, and these are all games that they announced in that same E3 in 2014, and they're like, "This is Xbox going forward, baby! Like, here we go." And now those have all turned out to be either a disappointment or were canceled. Fable Legends. Yeah, and I'm looking at Scalebound, and on one hand, I completely see your point of view, addition by subtraction.
I felt the same way about Fable Legends as well.
Sure, but at this point, like, we're subtracting a lot.
Yeah.
And I can get...
Yeah.
we talk about the history of the Xbox 360 and how it kind of took off and became the number one SKU, like excluding the Wii, because that was kind of its own thing. Let's be honest, that was its own thing.
Yeah.
What did it do that on the back of? It wasn't Halo. It did it on the back of Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It did it on the back of Battlefield.
I think Xbox
Multi-platform
Arcade-
games.
Third-party games, and those
huge.
people happened to have that console because it had the year head start. So I'm not thinking that the first-party content a la Nintendo was what drove the install base of the Xbox 360. I think it was that year head start, and then you just happened to enjoy Call of Duty on there because it was the cheapest platform. PlayStation came out at $600. So I think that the Xbox 360 was more the victor of circumstance in that situation. And Microsoft is kind of looking at it and going, what are we going to do to get that audience back? Now, if we look at internal sales estimates, the Xbox One is doing incredible against the Xbox 360 and the Xbox from Microsoft. Against what the PlayStation is doing, I understand why it is not doing as well as the PlayStation. The PlayStation is also breaking records.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't shake your nose at beating internal estimates.
Yeah.
No.
So we look at Scalebound, we look at Fable Legends, we look at some of these other games that maybe didn't live up to the hype that we were hoping that they would. I'm just, for the people that have an Xbox One, yes, you're going to have your third-party games, but what's mine after that? What is just for me after that? And if they were really hoping that Scalebound was going to be it, then I'm sorry, Phil Spencer, maybe you kind of missed the mark. But
Okay.
here's what takes the place of these things?
Here's another thing, though. Development on this game started in 2012.
During the Xbox 360 kind of heyday.
Yeah. So
That's
is
crazy. I didn't know
Phil's?
that.
Yeah, it started in 2012. So if it's not ready now, then
it was never going to be.
It was never going to be ready, or Phil Spencer just spared us some playing a really terrible game.
Sure.
But like, what I was going to say is, was it Phil Spencer that missed the mark? If it was something that had been started in 2012, which means that the negotiations were probably in 2011.
Now, I do think Phil Spencer is a very smart man.
Yeah.
And I've spoken at length about Tetsuya Nomura of Square Enix and the unrealistic development cycles of Final Fantasy 15, which is versus 13, of Kingdom Hearts,
Kingdom Hearts 3 is another
of Kingdom Hearts 3, of Final Fantasy 7 Remake, which he went on record recently of saying that Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake are still a ways off.
Yeah, they're not even. Don't even look at 2017.
That's not.
Which blows me away.
That's not. Me as a consumer,
I knew that was going to happen.
Here's the thing.
20th anniversary though. That's crazy.
I'm the guy with the dollars that's going to buy your game, and I'm telling you right now, that's unacceptable for you to tell me about a game 2 years ago and for it not to be in a playable form in 2017. That game should be out by now. They talked about breaking up Final Fantasy VII Remake into multiple parts because it was going to be hard to remake the whole game. You should be closer than this by now.
So do you think the Final Fantasy, not to be on a tangent on Final Fantasy
of course.
VII, but I'm going to draw a parallel.
Yes.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, same as Scalebound's introduction, maybe they were using that to fill time in that presser they didn't have. That's what I feel they did with Final Fantasy VII Remake for the PS3 presser.
Well, they needed a mic drop that year.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like both companies have their droughts for first-party support. Like there was, I listened to, I don't have a PlayStation, but I do pay attention to a lot of sources for PlayStation content.
Yes.
And a lot of people were complaining about not having enough first-party support as well.
What were the big announcements that year? It was the Final Fantasy VII Remake. It was Shenmue.
That was the big, Shenmue.
And there was another one, Last Guardian.
Hang on. Shenmue and Final Fantasy VII
and Last Guardian.
And Last Guardian was all 2015.
You're right. That was 2015, but that they needed a mic drop that year, so they put out Final Fantasy VII.
The first thing that came out was
Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 was shown.
Was fucking.
Kingdom Hearts 3 was shown in 2013.
Yeah,
it's 2017.
That's fucking.
It doesn't make sense for a game like that to not be out already. Now we look at Scalebound. It doesn't make sense for a game like that to not be out already.
Scalebound should, in theory, be a smaller scale. It shouldn't be so ambitious. You would think.
Yeah.
When you're introducing an IP, I imagine they're not going to give you the funds. They're not going to give you a blank check.
And you can hold a little bit back for the sequel.
Exactly. So, I can understand a sequel, especially into the third series, taking a while. Maybe not that much time, But for Scalebound, apparently what I've heard is that if they would have continued on the track, it would have been out in 2018 or 2019.
Why? Okay, so I understand that the need to show something, but were they really counting on this to be like a pillar? Am I off base? Am I wrong?
I don't think that they were counting on it to be a pillar like Halo. I think honestly, these guys put out games. It is a third party. They put out games and then they wait and see.
Sure.
Like you can't put all your eggs in one.
I don't blame them for trying a new IP. I actually applaud them.
They've also been having a lot of trouble with Eastern developers. I mean, look at Recore. You look at the attempts on the 360 with Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey, which were great games, but they didn't have an audience.
Right.
And I almost feel like they should just stop. Like, that's not their audience.
I will say this. Look at some of the American developers. Mass Effect Andromeda is like really close to coming out. We haven't seen much, but it comes out in what, 2 months now?
So Andromeda
I don't think it's going to be.
Andromeda is North American. But they did, was it 312? 321?
321.
321? They actually gave us a hard date for that.
Do you think it's going to get
2 weeks? But the thing is, they gave it 2 weeks ago, and they announced it like last year.
I think it's so close that they probably Bethesda approach there, where the game was further in development.
Oh yeah,
I would love if that's how everybody does it from now on.
Fallout 4 was announced in June and it came out in November that year.
It wasn't like Star Wars Battlefront where we saw 2 straight E3s of like dev reels of them at like their fucking computers, like working with wireframes.
We're working on a Star Wars Battlefront.
We're making a Star Wars Battlefront.
Or the untitled EA.
Oh, the untitled EA Star Wars game where the guy walks through the hallway.
Amy Hennings.
Yeah, and they're like, we're making this. And the guy's like at his mouse, like clicking, and he's like, it's like, great, thank you, I really appreciate that.
Everybody, if he's just like,
I'm so hyped.
Who are you?
Like, are you even like, are you an actor?
Ridiculous.
Where am I?
I've seen a lot of people.
That's what I want development to be in. I want them to be like further along.
So you want them to be like the Fallout approach, where they came out in June and they're like, Fallout this October.
Yep.
And we all knew it was being made because Kotaku had that big expose like 2 years prior to that. Everyone knew it was in Boston. Like that, so all the leaks and all like the frustration, and then they come out and they just say Fallout coming in 3 months. And you don't have the years to get hyped like we do with a Kojima game. Or
I wish that it was like that at minimum, and at maximum maybe 18 months.
Fuck is taking so long to develop these games? I mean, I'm not gonna lie and tell you I know.
Games are hard to make, man.
Apparently they're incredibly hard to make.
Apparently Scalebound had issues with the engine that they couldn't resolve. Engine problems, that's really bad.
Now Microsoft has come out and said that they're having issues with Crackdown 3 as well, but I bet not to the degree of Scalebound. So I'm looking at a game like that and I'm going, how fucking hard is it to make that game? Like Platinum, you know how to make games.
That's probably the cloud stuff.
You think it's the cloud?
I think it's the cloud stuff.
Get rid of the fucking cloud.
I think that's why they're putting it out when Scorpio comes out.
Tell people it's the cloud and don't let it be the cloud. Like, it's that simple. It's that fucking simple. Say it's the power of the cloud and then make like the evil corporation in the game the cloud. Like, it's that fucking simple.
Or just like the cloud chip. It's the cloud chip.
It's in Scorpio. Like, what the fuck is the point? Like, forget the cloud. It's not going to do what you need it to do. It'll save your game saves and your nudies. That's all you need.
That's all you want.
And you get a drive-a-tar.
The fappening.
It's a chip that's got a cloud with a thunderbolt coming out.
Fuck, whatever the fuck you want. I don't care what you draw on the chip. Just make the game come out. Like, for some reason, like, Battlefield can get, like, buildings falling apart, right? But Crackdown can't. Like, are you learning from scratch?
They're saying there's frame rate problems.
It's like the first time you fucking made fire as a caveman. You're like, holy shit, what do I do with this?
But the Xbox One X just came out and it has better stuff inside of it than the original Xbox One did. The One S.
The One S?
Yeah.
And then we're slightly up. We're probably talking like.
It still has frame rate issues.
And for Crackdown, we're probably talking like a Scorpio release window.
Yeah,
make it Scorpio exclusive.
But you have to no. That's what I was gonna say. They're not supposed to do that. So they have to make it run on vanilla Xbox One.
They can do whatever the fuck they want.
I mean, I honestly think they should, because I don't think that they should have the original hardware hold back the future.
Correct. I don't want the Scorpio to be held back by the Xbox One.
You have Crackdown 3 on vanilla Xbox, but the buildings can't break down.
Or the buildings fall down to like a really rudimentary.
Yeah. It's like, it's there and it's flat. There's no animation in between.
It just blinks and it's on the ground.
Yeah.
It's a mobile game.
It dropped like 15 frames just now.
You blinked. It's your fault. But that's kind of what I'm saying. Is like at this point, like you guys are competent. You're Microsoft for fuck's sake, and you don't know how to make a building like fall apart. Okay, now maybe I'm like showing my ass.
We
here.
don't know.
And maybe you in the YouTube comments, maybe you develop a game, and maybe you're gonna make me feel like a fucking idiot. Great.
Undertale.
Do it.
Let me know what you think. But I'm just saying, like, buildings have fallen apart in games before.
Yeah.
So
you're right. Battlefield can handle it just fine, and they handle it just fine on Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
Right. And I know it's completely different tech, it's completely different engine. Get rid of the fucking cloud. It doesn't matter.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it's fine. It's whatever.
There's strong rumors stating that Crackdown 3 is coming out this year.
It needs to.
It needs
with
to.
Scorpio. They're holding it back because they want something to really show off the power of
God, they're going to need it, apparently.
I mean, and I've seen the 4K. Have you seen the 4K screen caps of that?
I have, yes.
They look
it's pretty.
You know what they're going to do?
It's
when it comes E3, they're going to have the fucking Scorpio. They're like, look, we got Halo 3 Remastered Edition in 4K. It's going to suck your dick. You're going to change. It's going to change your life.
Can I reserve
It's going to be amazing. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. $5. $5.
Everything sucks David's dick.
Dude, what a life. Like, how do you manage?
That's pretty lucky.
The iPad sucks his dick.
FreeIPad.com/DavyBaby.
Davy Baby.
We're going to put that link in the description with a picture of him, this spam picture. But now there's a big hoopla going on.
Sure.
How much of this do you think is genuine?
About people being upset about or rather Scalebound?
Yeah.
Dude, and I know you and I have talked off camera. Like where are all these Scalebound fans coming from?
And I almost feel like a lot of it is people that are on the other side that want something to bitch about for Microsoft. Because Microsoft's been doing pretty well.
So you think they're like undercover like PlayStation agents?
Well,
it's either that or they just want views.
They're actually going on YouTube and deleting and getting rid of all the marketing material for Scalebound.
Yeah, I mean, you should.
But they've never done that. They didn't do that for Fable Legends.
Well, I think that's the responsible thing to do, because if you have something that's floating out there for an advertisement that's something that doesn't exist, that's confusing.
They didn't do it for fucking Fable Legends.
You're ready for my perfectly rational explanation for this?
Okay, good.
Platinum has long been in bed with Nintendo. I think Nintendo bought Platinum. I think they're an official second party for Nintendo now. And Scalebound was a Platinum. Was
Near?
No,
it's
Square. Near Automata. I thought it was Square as well.
Automata. Yeah.
So either way, I think Platinum was purchased by Nintendo very recently. I think they're an official second party to Nintendo, and they're going to develop some games for the Switch.
Microsoft put the trademark down for Scalebound.
They put the trademark down for like the name, but all of the assets I think were created by Platinum.
I'm an
idiot. I suck.
What?
Nier Automata is being developed by Platinum.
Yeah, that's what
I thought it was Square. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, that's a game that's almost out, but I think they looked at that and they said this game is not coming out anytime soon, and they can't continue work on it. Where Nier is done for the most part.
Well, I hear that Microsoft pulled the plug on
and it might be now. Microsoft and Nintendo. Microsoft and Nintendo. They do have a working relationship in the past. They did allow Rare, when they weren't working on anything for the Xbox, to develop Nintendo DS games.
Now, Microsoft not owning the IP for Scalebound is not Microsoft's style.
Now, I don't think it's
Remedy did that with Quantum Break.
I don't think it's the entire story. I think it's this game was nowhere near release, and this developer was not going to be able to continue its work.
But they have their hands in too much shit. They got Nier Automata. They got motherfucking. That's
another thing. They put out Ninja Turtles.
They did Ninja Turtles last year.
Star Fox.
They've been spread so thin that I think that had to have been a contributing factor to.
How big is fucking Platinum Games?
Apparently pretty big.
They're fucking huge.
And to be able to pump out as many games as they do, but those games have been suffering as well.
I am predicting that they are now a Nintendo property.
I mean, I mean,
now maybe I'm wrong.
I don't dispute that.
Maybe I'm wrong,
but I think that's not to.
I could be very wrong.
I don't think they're going to work with Microsoft ever again, obviously.
Sure.
But I think that they would be wise to be able to work with PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
Sony
sure.
and PC.
I've long said that those two Japanese companies should team up, Nintendo and Sony.
Yeah, but they're rivals.
Yeah, they are rivals. But I always thought that if Mario was going to land anywhere, it would have been on a PlayStation.
Well, I mean, if
Xbox.
anything, it's going to be Microsoft and fucking Nintendo because of Minecraft. Minecraft's actually
They have a really good working relationship.
Microsoft does have a good working
on the
relationship.
Switch.
Yes, correct.
And Minecraft on the Switch.
That team is
That's a good idea.
they're still allowed to produce updates for the PlayStation version as well because of existing.
Well, they had to when they says, "Look, we bought Minecraft. We're not going to stop supporting."
Man, I think they bought Minecraft because they thought they were going to get Minecraft too. And maybe maybe E3 2017 they bust out Minecraft
I
too.
almost feel like there's no point. Like they're still on the NPD. They're still top of the charts like consistently.
Sure.
Why do it now? I would wait until they start getting off the charts.
Maybe
they will.
Updating and adding shit.
I know.
It's stupid. It's crazy.
I mean, it's good for their community though. I mean, they have a whole convention, so I mean, they're doing something right.
When are we going to get our convention? I just want like a 10x10 booth at a convention. Us chilling. You guys come by saying hi.
We just have a couch and we're all just sitting there and people walk by asking us questions. Like, oh, non-GQ guy.
Yeah, what's up?
So now
Give up.
I want to talk about how Phil Spencer's or just Xbox in general has climbed their way seemingly out of a hole, and I think this is their first major misstep in a while. I
mean, like I said, they're still beating internal estimates and they're still performing incredibly well internally. It's just that the Sony console recently has been doing better. Now, Microsoft did have a few months of success against the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
In sort of the eve of the Pro and stuff like that. Now, I think that they're still doing very well. I think that in 2017, console gaming is still alive, well, and stronger than it has ever been. I think there are more people playing games than ever.
Well, we have the Switch and Scorpio coming out, so
we're about to do a Switch launch show, and we're all super fucking hyped for it for the most part.
Fuck God, I can't wait! I can't believe it's so. I hate the fact it's so late tomorrow.
I would say we have like a 75% bone ski about the Switch. Of like, if I was to take a scale of the four of us,
of the four of us,
SCALEBOUND.
I see what you did there. You brought it right back around.
Because you tied it down. Do it.
Yeah,
you tied it
down. Yeah, whatever.
But in today's climate, I'm just saying, do you think this is going to have a long-term effect, like impact? Do you think that people are being put off by Microsoft, or is it just people that don't care about Microsoft already that are put off by it?
Here's my answer to that question. I don't think that enough people cared about a game and an IP that didn't exist. I think that some of this is manufactured because it's the beginning of the year and we're still looking for news.
Yeah.
I think that the unfortunate side effect won't be that Scalebound doesn't come out because me personally, I was not excited for that game. I think it's that it's probably going to create a ripple effect of them going, we need to show some other stuff that's not ready to be shown yet. And then we get more games that aren't ready for 2 years, and we're seeing their first look at this year's E3, and all of a sudden these teams start getting rushed. I think the effect is peripheral in that there are going to be one or two other games in their docket that maybe they had for 2018, 2019 that they rushed to get out in the 2017 holiday. And you say that Scalebound was projected to be 2018, 20. I think that's why they canceled it because they couldn't get it out in time.
Well, they probably put so much money that putting more money, they were probably just like, we need to just stop now. We're ahead.
I do not think the cancellation of a Platinum Games developed game for the Xbox One and Scorpio is a death knell for the Xbox One.
Oh, I agree.
Halo did not get canceled. Gears of War did not get canceled.
But at the same time, they need things that are more than Halo and Gears.
I completely agree. I just don't think that Scalebound was going to have that mass appeal. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a third party fill those shoes, a third party like a Bethesda. Bethesda doesn't just develop games, they publish games as well. And I think I'm sure they have something up their sleeves this year, something multi-platform that will come out and easily make you forget about Scalebound. That said, if you worked on Scalebound, great job. I mean, cool, sweet. I like Star Fox.
I was telling you guys earlier, like, it does kind of have me worried, though. Like,
sure,
the Xbox, like I said, Xbox is my home.
You think it's setting a precedent?
Yeah, like
well, there's been
like
more
they
than that.
closed the servers for Project Spark. Team Dakota got fucked. Lionhead Studios, which is doing
Fable
Legends, they lost funding for that. That got canceled, and now here we are at Scalebound. And
how many of these are going to knock it out of the park, though? You know?
No, I agree. None of them are really going to knock it out of the park. But that still makes me worried. Like, what is Microsoft doing? Like, I don't want to lose my Xbox. I love my Xbox. I'm
going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I think Microsoft's a smart company. They've been around for a very long time, and I think that if they made the calculated decision to cancel Scalebound, I think that there is something up their sleeves. Now it's to the similar vein that maybe they have to rush something else, like I said a few minutes ago. But I think they have something that will slot into that spot. And the chances are, Scalebound being a complete unknown, you might be more excited for that.
That might be true.
We'll have to see.
You guys let us know in the comments what you think, whether or not the cancellation of Scalebound is going to be a negative or positive or neutral. Just let us know either way. And if you haven't already, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell. You can ring our bell. Huh?
No, ring our bell. Get notifications.
Yeah.
Click our videos. Yeah. We do this for free. Help us out.
Yeah. So I think that pretty much wraps up the show.
That's all for tonight.
Yeah. You guys have a awesome day.
Yeah, let us know.
Peace.